Everyone. This is another workshop, IPF workshop we have, and this one is on one of the most asked questions of what is baby wearing? Hey, I've decided to buy a baby carrier. Recommendations, please. My kid is 4 month old. Is this the right time to buy a baby carrier for them? And we have Deepika with us from Soul Sling team, right? Soul Sling is one of the oldest brands in baby wearing. So Deepika is, the perfect person to answer all of these questions. So feel free to ask your questions on the chat. So we'll have a presentation, a session by Deepika for the next 30 minutes. And post that, we'll have a quick 15-minute Q&A, right? Where you can ask your questions via the chat. So over to you, Deepika.
Great. Thank you, Priya. Good morning, everyone. Baby wearing is a topic and a lifestyle that is very important to me because I have extensively carried both my kids. They're 10 and 7 now. So this is something that's very close to my heart, literally, because just the feeling and the fact that I could wear my kid and also especially take care of my younger one, I was hands free. And I think that is what most mothers are looking for. You don't want to be dependent on your nanny, on your parents, your in laws, your husband. You don't want to be dependent. I think most women want to be able to get some semblance of a life pre baby. You want to be able to do most things that you were able to before you had a child. Because I know, personally speaking, from fact, yes, the minute you have a baby, your entire life changes. And the focus from many people go onto your baby from, all the love that you received during your pregnancy. So I'm here to tell you that baby wearing can be the perfect bridge which allows you to, one, bond with your baby, two, have your baby close, respond to all the cues, and three, still have a semblance of a normal life pre-pregnancy. So I am going to give you all a short presentation about, one, the benefits of baby wearing, why baby wearing as soon as baby is born, especially in the newborn stage, is great, and the benefits of it. And also we will talk about, again, you'll see and read about the numerous carriers. Why is it important to purchase an ergonomic carrier that can, one, support your baby's spine, hip development, and go through all the safety points that you need to look out for when you want to purchase a carrier. So I am going to share my screen with the presentation. It'll just take a minute. So we always call it the joy of baby wearing. Why is it a joy of baby wearing? Because we do not look at a carrier as just another baby gear or just another tool. We truly believe that the experience of birthing your baby and raising your child has to be a joyous one, and having a great carrier can just add to that. So, which is why we've said embrace the joy of baby wearing, which builds bonds. Now, some of the benefits of baby wearing and a good carrier is that, one, it nurtures the brain development. It hugely improves a breastfeeding relationship between the baby and you. The wonders of skin to skin is anyway known by most people. Most doctors now recommend skin to skin and baby wearing because in that case, you're able to respond to baby's cues immediately. Once baby, sorry, once baby is close to you, you're able to know when they're hungry, you're able to know when they're sleepy. It also helps in colic, holding them upright. So these are some of the benefits of baby wearing a newborn, which is what we also call the fourth trimester. Now, the fourth trimester is the 2-week period immediately after you've had your baby or the first 3 months. This is a time where everything is new. especially for baby, because baby has spent 9 months in the womb and then is suddenly exposed to a lot. Your baby is exposed to a lot of light, a lot of sound, different movements. And one thing that can really help and, in fact, mimic exactly how they feel in the womb is to have your baby close to you, which is what most doctors call as kangaroo care. And it's highly recommended, one, for premature babies and for newborns. Now, there are some safety tips to be kept. Okay, I'm sorry, but it seems like my presentation is a little, okay, no worries. So, why choose skin to skin? Now, kangaroo mother care, which involves skin to skin, is an intervention to care for premature babies. Now, the same skin to skin, as I mentioned, is great for newborns as well. So when you hold your baby, especially in the newborn stage, there are various benefits. Number one, which I mentioned, is reading their cues. You're immediately able to know when you notice that baby is rooting, their arms are, they're sucking on their thumb, on their fingers. You immediately know, okay, baby's hungry. So you avoid them having to scream and cry simply by picking the cues very early. The number two cue you can already pick up on when they're sleepy in the carriers, you'll notice that they're starting to rub their eyes or they yawn. So immediately you know that, okay, they're sleepy. The third and most important benefit in my, personally, I feel is holding them upright prevents colic. I remember having to, with my firstborn, not knowing the benefits of baby wearing and not buying a carrier and having constantly hold my child upright throughout the day, throughout the night. But in this case, if you have a carrier, either you, your partner can take turns wearing the carrier and having baby upright, which hugely benefits them. It's great tummy time as well. So there's another important benefit. Now, studies have shown that there are higher oxytocin levels in parents who engage in skin-to-skin contact. Now, what is oxytocin? Oxytocin is a... Sorry, just give me a minute. Oxytocin is a hormone. It's your happy hormone that's released when, one, you're calm, you're happy, and baby wearing helps that. Now, skin to skin is effortless with a well-designed newborn baby carrier. Now, some of the reasons is, like I mentioned, it builds a strong mother-baby connect attachment, which is very important for new mothers. It also hugely helps in postpartum care because the baby is not separated from the mother. It helps them to bond, helps them to understand each other's cues. There's lots of research already done to prove, to state that it's better for babies' brain development because the minute they're secure, they're attached, it helps the brain develop better. And it, of course, facilitates and strengthens the breastfeeding relationship. One, because you're able to read baby's cues, baby is calmer. So essentially, what are we getting at? Better sleep, less crying, happier baby, and a more relaxed parents. So baby wearing is a tool that can help you and the parent get a better state that have been carried in a carrier have much lower levels of cortisol because they don't need to feel the need to cry as lot because you're able to pick up on the cues. How does baby wearing support breastfeeding? Caregivers using baby carriers respond faster to the feeding cues, reduces crying, and promotes smoother latch. How does it promote attachment? Now, we all know that deep attachment is essential for a healthy communication and cognitive development. Lots of studies have shown that babies who are carried often tend to have higher cognitive development scores. So the warm rhythmic movement of baby wearing mimic the environment of baby. So essentially, what does baby wearing do? It Any baby wearing tool has to, one, meet your parenting needs, also be part of your lifestyle. So which is what having a good carrier does. So it allows parents to multitask while keeping their baby close. You also enjoy the movement and the ease without having to push a stroller or hold baby. So the biggest benefit of a carrier is, of course, being hands-free. So you can care for your older children. It allows parents to engage in outdoor activities. You could go for your walks, you could travel, you could even go for a coffee date with your friends. Now, this is something that we've seen a lot more during the pandemic, and lots of parents have spoken and reached out to us saying that a carrier was such a savior for them during the pandemic, and because everybody was indoors and working. So did you know that working parents often thank baby wearing for improved productivity, better work-life balance definitely, and reduced stress levels? So now that we have covered the benefits of why to baby wear, let's go to how to choose the right baby carrier. Like I mentioned before, there are many options in the market. Now, how do you know which is a good carrier and which is a best carrier for babies' hip and spine development? So this is how you would choose the right carrier. So the carrier with the X is what most people would have seen, and it's very commonly used in it's sold mostly in stores, which is a narrow-based carrier. So if you look at the current presentation, you would notice that the legs are dangling. So this does not support baby's one spine, and it's uncomfortable for the wearer and baby. So when you purchase a carrier, you want to ensure that the baby has an ergonomic seat. An ergonomic seat is something where the panel covers and comes up to baby's thighs. So this gives them a most comfortable seat. Now, what is an ergonomic carrier? Now, the ergonomic carrier is a carrier which supports baby's development. It should mimic how you would carry them in your arms, which means their thighs are fully supported, neck is fully supported, and they are leaning on the wearer. A good ergonomic carrier is also one which shouldn't give you back pain or shoulder pain, because a good carrier will ensure that the weight distribution is even. Let's learn about the spread squat position. Human babies display characteristics of carried young similar to primates. So babies, if you notice in a newborn, when you pick them up, they instantly assume the M position. Now the M position is where the knees are higher than the bum. This is very important. Your carrier, especially your newborn carrier, should mimic exactly how baby is seated. You don't want something which will extend their legs or ensure that their legs are dangling. Now in 0 to 4 months, again, they get a complete knee-to-knee panel where the carrier covers and comes up to their thighs. So an ergonomic carrier supports healthy hip development and natural movement. It doesn't restrict babies' movement of their thighs, knees, and legs. So a narrow-based carrier where the legs are dangling with a very small seat is not recommended. While looking for a carrier, always look for an ergonomic baby carrier, which is designed to support baby's hip spine development. This is how a non-ergonomic carrier looks versus when baby is seated in an ergonomic carrier. Now, let's say you have an ergonomic carrier. Even then, it's extremely important to ensure you're using it correctly so you're carrying baby in a safe way. So in baby wearing, there's this very popular rule which is called the TICS rule. What is the TICS rule? So one, T stands for tight. Tight in the sense you want baby to be snug. So when you wear a carrier, you want baby to be snug against you, which means you don't want the carrier to be loose and dangling. That is tight. Number two, eye in view at all times, especially with a newborn. You want their nose and their chin to be facing out. You do not want the face to be buried inside a carrier because that will obstruct their breathing. So any carrier that you use, especially for a newborn, please ensure that baby's face is seen at all times. C is close enough to kiss. Now, one of the very, very common mistakes that we have seen with most parents is that you wear the carrier low on your waist, on your hip. What does that mean? So that means that baby is going to be buried deep inside the carrier in the panel. If you look at the image that I am scrolling on, you can see baby is resting high up. Even this image, this is a newborn, this is a 1 month, but if you see baby's mouth, nose, and face is completely at view. And close enough to kiss means that when you bend, you should be able to kiss the top of baby's head. K is keep chin off the chest, which means your baby's face should be rested on your chest. Baby's cheek has to be on your chest so that it doesn't obstruct them from breathing. And S is supported back. So you need to look for this spine curvature, which ensures that their entire back spine is supported. And of course, newborns need a lot of padding for the neck. So ensure that your carrier has the newborn neck padding. So this is high. This is how high you want baby to be. So these were the most important and crucial factors that you'll need to look after and take care when you choose an ergonomic carrier. Priya, so I think we can take questions, or I was thinking I could do a quick demo to show everybody, how they can wear their baby. I have a doll with me.
Got it. Before that, let's just take the question,
One.
which is actually most common, which is how many hours can we wear a newborn baby? Like, how long can we wear the baby in the carrier?
Yeah. So there is no set time and pattern because it depends on one, how comfortable the baby is, and depends on how comfortable the wearer is. See, especially when the newborn stage, most babies like to be held close and do sleep longer. So if baby is well fed, clean diaper, there is no restriction. But of course, with the newborn, you need to watch the feeding cues. You need to ensure that baby is well fed and well rested. But There is no set time of, how long can I wear baby. There are some times where parents do, if they're traveling extensively, they have worn baby for 3 to 4 hours. If baby is sleeping, you don't want to unnecessarily wake baby up just to, maybe give them a feed. So again, listen to your baby's cues and your body, and you can wear baby as long as you, for however duration, as long as you and baby are comfortable.
Got it. There's one more, which is a newborn who doesn't hold their head steady. Is it safe to put them in a baby carrier?
It is safe to put them in a baby carrier, which is one, which is ergonomic. Number two, you're wearing the baby correctly, which means they have the neck padding up till their head, till the back of their ears, which ensures that, and this, the baby carrier is worn correctly high up. So this is where you want baby to be resting on your chest, especially in the newborn stage. But yes, a well-designed ergonomic baby carrier you can wear your newborn.
Got it. So there's no set requirement of how many weeks of birth, it's there.
Absolutely not. As long as they meet the weight criteria. So a
Mhm.
lot of baby carriers start from, let's say, 3 kgs onwards. So if your baby meets that weight and height criteria, you can start wearing baby as early as you and baby are comfortable.
Got it. Okay. We have few more questions, but let's take it after the demonstration.
Okay. All right. Give me one moment, please. I have
Sure.
just one message. 1 minute.
Meanwhile, others can just share their questions in the chat.
Okay, so I am going to start off to show you and explain the different parts of a carrier, because I'm sure most of you have seen a baby carrier and just wonder where what goes in. Now, this is how a carrier would look. This is the waistband. Now, the most important thing with the baby carrier is to ensure your waistband is one, won't snug, won't hide. You do not want to wear the waistband on your hip, because what's going to happen is baby is going to end up here, somewhere in, or buried somewhere in the chest area. This is not where you want baby. Most babies are not comfortable because everything is restricted. Where you want is, you want baby to be high up on your chest, especially a newborn, because you want the airways to be clear. Also an older baby, because then they can look around. If you're going to wear the carrier low, that will ensure baby is also low. So the number one thing would be to wear the carrier high up. So if it's a newborn, even more higher, because you want them high on your chest. If it's an infant or a toddler, maybe you could bring the carrier slightly low to accommodate for their height. An easy way to buckle would be to bring the buckle to the front rather than, let's say, trying to reach for it at the back. So you would bring it to the front. Always ensure it's snapped shut. Now, this is how snug you want your carrier. So if you notice, I can put my arm in, but it's firm. How do you know your carrier is loose? This is loose. This is not how you want to wear it. You want it to be snug, because once baby sits in with the weight, automatically it's going to drop a little down. We always recommend parents to do this step first before bringing their baby in. Now that you have the waistband on, it's centered. Why is the waistband centered? Because you want baby also in the center right here. I have a doll, so I am going to be using the doll today. Important thing, hands by baby's chest, especially newborns, so that you can read their cues. If they're hungry, they'll probably start rooting. If they're sleepy, they'll start rubbing their eyes, which is why you want the hands on your chest. Now, once I have baby in this position and baby is calm, comfortable, which is when I will gently just create a seat for them. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure baby is sitting in the panel. Again, one hand on baby, because always ensure you support baby's neck. Now these are the shoulder strap buckles which need to be attached. One shoulder strap is done. I will reach for the second. I'm just getting the hands up. Now this is how an ergonomic carrier looks. So if you'll notice, this is the knee to knee. You want the panel to cover baby's thighs and end just under baby's knees, so it doesn't hinder the development. And this is how they would be most comfortable as well. So you can notice baby's airways are not blocked. Baby's lying on my chest. Now close enough to kiss is when I bend. I should be able to kiss the top of baby's head. This is how high you want them. Now, another crucial tip which we tell all our parents to get a good seat for them is to rotate their hips, which is I will just ensure baby sits in the panel best. You all can notice, you would see that the seat is immediately more comfortable for baby right here. A lot of times what happens is they end up plastered against our body. You don't want that. To give them that hammock-like seat, you just want to ensure that they sit inside the panel. I'm spreading it on my back for even weight distribution because I don't want the shoulder straps digging into my neck. So if you'll notice, the waistband is parallel to the ground. The waistband is worn high and snug. Let me quickly, now that we have a little time, let me quickly show you all how not to wear a carrier. So the next time you all are using a carrier, you'll keep these safety tips. So waistband low. The panel is narrow, so you can immediately see baby's legs are dangling. And the carrier is low. So This is not how you want baby in your carrier. So if you notice here, let me just quickly. Baby's legs are dangling. This is not how you want your carrier to be. This is not going to support your baby's hips or even be comfortable for them. Second, you can notice that baby is completely buried in the carrier. There's absolutely no way they're able to breathe, look around, even move their head. That's because this is how low the carrier is. Now, how do you rectify it? Number one, now that we all know, waistband high. Baby needs a thigh, the complete thigh to be covered. And high up on my chest, airways are not obstructed. I'm tightening the shoulder straps and ensuring baby gets the most comfortable seat. So this is how you would wear your baby ergonomically, comfortably, so that both you and baby are comfortable. Priya, we can start to take some questions now.
Got it. Thank you so much, Deepika. Yeah. So let's go for the questions. So Shiba had asked how many hours can we wear the newborn baby, which we have already answered. And same for how long, like newborns, like when are they ready to wear?
Duration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
for the questions we have answered. Srija, we have answered your question. Neetu, we have also answered your question. Okay. Coming to Neha's question, are there different baby carriers suggested as per the baby's age, or is there any one carrier, which is fine for the entire life cycle?
There are. So at Soul Slings, we have different carriers. We have different carriers based on each parent's duration and what suits their lifestyle. So we have carriers that are just for newborns. We have carriers that can go from 0 to 4. Currently, what I have just demonstrated is our newest and most popular release, which is called Lali. So Lali can be used from newborn up to 2 years. So it really depends on what you're looking for. If you have an older child and you want to use it for a longer duration, then I would recommend Asima, which goes from 0 to up to 4 years. So it really depends on each parent's need.
Got it. Yeah. Next question is from Akshaya. However, she is not on the call, I think. So she had asked that she has a ring sling and she's finding it hard to find her way around it. So she had requested your help. But
Okay, okay, she's not
yeah,
there
she's not on the
anymore.
call right
But
now.
so we do conduct free
Hmm.
online fit sessions thrice a week. So which is when a baby wearing educator will be online for any tips with any of their carriers. So they would have to log into our website and get all the information.
Great. Manthina has asked, how long can we wear a 7-8 month baby in carrier? And is it safe to wear the baby facing outward for longer hours?
So longer hours worldwide is a very now popular position, but you need to watch out for baby cues, especially a baby in the 7 to 8 month range, has just started to sit unsupported. So if a baby can sit unsupported for 5 minutes, baby facing out for, let's say, short durations at a time, 10 to 15 minutes, because one baby's torso needs to be very well supported when they're facing out, especially. So it's important to note that don't start wearing baby out initially for longer durations, please start wearing them 10 to 15 minutes. When you notice that they're tired, they're drooping in the front, they're pulling at your weight, face them in. Face them in if they need to sleep, face them in if they're tired, face them in if they're feeling overwhelmed also. In a new setting where there's too much, face them in. When they're happy, when they want to look around, of course, face them out, but start with shorter durations.
Got it. Aarti has requested you to show, is it possible to show how to wear them facing forward, facing like outward?
Yeah, so where baby looks out. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we'll get to it at once we're done with all the
Yeah, yeah,
questions.
yeah. The last question is from Neha, which is she has asked whether these carriers are sustainable.
Sustainable in the sense, I'm assuming she means is it going to last a long time?
She's actually not on the call right now. But yeah, but just go ahead, right? Like, yeah.
So at Soul Slings, all our carriers are made out of 100% cotton, baby safe dyes. Also, so sustainable, yes, I would say our carriers are built to last. So which means you can easily pass it down to your friends, family. We've had carriers lasting easily 10 to 15 years. We offer unlimited warranty on our buckles, which means that it's essential, and they're all internationally safety tested. So they're safety tested for 3 times the weight. So if a carrier has this weight bearing capacity of 15 kgs, when it's internationally tested, they test it for 3 times its weight. So which is why we offer lifetime warranty on our buckles. It can be changed anytime in case of a defect. And because it's 100% cotton, of course, the carrier lasts a lot longer. Again, depending on how gently it is used, of course. You know, the wash care and all of that.
Got it. Got it. I think that's mostly it. In case there are more questions, please share. And meanwhile, we can go ahead with the demonstration.
All
Yeah.
right. We'll do that. Now with Lali for facing baby out, it's essentially the same. There are no additional settings to be done. So I will quickly show you all. These are the buckles for the shoulder strap, which I'm removing. Also, one hand always on baby at all times. So the process is the same. At the start, you would start with the waistband worn high, snug, and with the panel in the center. Once that is done, now bring baby to face out, like how you would carry baby usually when they want to look out. One hand on their thigh. And then we suggest doing this in front of a mirror to most parents, because then you're able to see where what goes, you know, the panel, is it centered, is baby centered? So then I would get baby to sit in the panel. I'll gently bring the thighs out. Again, support baby at all times. Attach the buckle. So this is how you can have baby facing out. So if you notice, even here, baby's thighs and knees are higher than the bum. which means that their legs are not dangling. The panel completely supports them. You can notice that they're sitting in the panel, they get a great seat, legs are not dangling, head is still supported. So you want to ensure again that the panel comes under their chin, so it's not obstructing their movement. When do you know baby is ready for facing out? This is something I just quickly want to touch upon. One, like I mentioned, baby is sitting unsupported for at least 5 minutes. And number two, when their chin comes out of the carrier. So if this is currently how baby sits in your carrier, you know that they are not ready to face out. You probably need to wait a few more months for them to grow a little taller, because it's very important that they're able to look out. Now, when do you face baby in this? When baby is leaning forward a lot. So this way, if you notice, there's nothing supporting their neck. So when this happens a lot, one thing is you can rotate baby's hips. So baby is seated well and leaning against you. Also, your carrier might be too loose. So what happens if the carrier is too loose? You notice baby is immediately just looking forward. There's nothing supporting them, which is why it's very important that your carrier is worn snug. So this is how you can safely wear your baby in forward facing out position. I hope that was clear and we answered your query.
Yeah, I guess that's mostly it. Thank you so much, Deepika, for demonstrating how baby wearing works in both these positions and all the advantages and everything. I'm sure, all of us are more knowledgeable in this aspect now. In case you want to reach out to Deepika, I'll share the Soulsling website. They conduct a lot of such sessions thrice a week, as you have mentioned. So you can join those sessions also. Also, you can purchase the carriers from their side. They have given us a great 10% discount. You can use IPF 10 and do those purchases. But thank you so much, Deepika, for taking out time for this. Yeah.
You're most welcome, Priya. There's something very exciting that I quickly want to share also, because it's the holiday season. We would love to offer all parents from IPF an additional 10% up to New Year's. So we have a code called SOULFAM. So with this, 10% off. So maybe you could share it whenever it's possible.
Sure. Sure. Will do. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deepika. Thank you.
Most
For
welcome.
the session. Thank
Thank
you. Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.